All right, good morning, everyone. This is the last Pittsburgh Water regular board meeting, December 20th. The board did meet in executive session. No votes were taken. We received some updates on some projects and other matters pertaining to the board. We'll start the roll call. Dan.
Mr. Shuley?
Here.
Ms. Strasburger?
Here.
Ms. Leber?
Here.
Ms. McCormick Barron?
Here. Here.
Mr. Domock?
Here.
Mr. Bay? Mr. Chair, we have a quorum.
Very good. Do we have any speakers for public comment? All right. Move to the approval of the meeting minutes, November 22nd, 2024. May I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor of approving the meeting minutes of November 22nd, 2024, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Are there any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, the minutes are approved. Confirmation of CEO approvals. All CEO approvals are confirmed from the prior month. We move to reports and updates. We'll start with the finance department. Mr. Barker.
Morning, Chair, members of the board. Happy holidays.
Holidays to you too.
A somewhat lengthy report today, but it's all good news. So before I actually dive into the finance report, I want to talk about the upgrade that we received on Monday. So on Monday, Moody's Investor Services upgraded Pittsburgh Water's credit rating, which you can think of as our credit report, from A3 to A2. This is in the upper medium investment grade category within their rating structure. Specifically, Moody's noted improved financial performance despite all the capital improvements that we need to do and have been doing, effective governance and stable leadership as the factors for the upgrade. So people have been congratulating me on this, but really it's an organizational effort here, and I just wanted to point that out to the board, but also the public as well. It's great news. This upgrade comes as part of the growing trend over the past 2 years. You may recall 2 years ago that Pittsburgh Water was upgraded by S&P Global Ratings. At that time, they upgraded Pittsburgh Water to the A+ rating, which is again in their upper medium grade category. And this was the first time in 10 years that Pittsburgh Water received an upgrade. So we went from a period of receiving no upgrades and really probably receiving downgrades over that period of time to receiving 2 upgrades within a 2-year period. S&P was years ago. Moody's was just this past week. So again, it's an achievement here at Pittsburgh Water. Next, I want to note that Pittsburgh Water utilized for the first time a reverse auction to solicit bids for the sodium permanganate and phosphoric acid water treatment chemicals. BJ McFadden will be presenting today under resolution number 82 for approval of these purchases. But what I want to specifically call out is this new reverse auction that we use for the first time. It's not new to the industry, but it's new to Pittsburgh Water. Saved us over 20% on those chemicals versus what we're currently paying. So we want to continue to utilize this method, and we'll look to do that for other treatment chemicals, maybe other services. But I just wanted to call out again that that new method saved us over 20%, which equates to a couple $1 million over the next 3 to 4 years. Again, saving our ratepayers as much as we can as we look to improve our financial performance.
I must admit, I had to read through that a couple of times to understand exactly what a reverse auction is and how you all managed it, but the outcome is great.
Yeah. And just to elaborate on that, you could think of it, it's an online bidding site where vendors are really bidding against themselves to get the lowest price. So they can see what others are bidding on, and they know in real time where they stand.
It looked like there was a lot of back and forth too.
Over 200 plus bids.
Yeah.
So it takes, an hour or two to go through that process, but you finally get to a point where you get the lowest possible price within the market. So it was great. Now I'll transition to the finance report. It's included in your board packet, and it's as of November 30th, 2024. Within the report, you'll see that year-to-date receipts totaled $210.8 million, which represents about 88.4% of the total budget for the year. In November specifically, Pittsburgh Water did experience weaker than expected receipts by collecting $15.6 million as compared to the budget of $17.7 million. This difference is about $2.1 million in total. However, I will call out this was expected. We had a very strong October and knew that because of that strong October, we may see that correct itself a little bit in November, which is what occurred. Overall, total forecasted year receipts are $236.7 million. This represents a decrease of about 1.9 million or 0.78% as compared to the budget. So slightly under the budget amount, but it is less than 1%. So, overall, we're sitting pretty well for the year projected. Departmental operating expenditures through November totaled $114.4 million. That's about 86.4% of the total budget for the year. Capital expenditures through that same period totaled $143.3 million, or about 77.7% of the budget. That amount through November is the highest we've ever spent in 1 year. So I did want to call that out. We still have 1 month to go, and we do think that we'll be on or about our budget amount that we had for 2024, which was $184 million. So we think we're getting really close to that number.
It's great.
$82.6 million in debt service costs have been paid through November. This represents about 98.3% of the total budget, and forecasted year-end debt service is projected to be $83.9 million, which is 1.7 less than the adopted budget for the year. And then last, we'll just note that Pittsburgh Water's cash balance on November 30th, 2024 was $122.3 million. So a healthy balance there as we look to end the year. And with that, this concludes my report for today. So I'll turn it back over with any questions. Thank you.
Questions or comments, Mr. Barker?
I got a couple. First of all, it's been really fascinating watching some of these older financing instruments get retired that were a little arduous, let's say, and replaced with Penvest. So this is terrific on the bond rating. I just got a couple curiosity questions. I guess we're new to the reverse auction stuff, so I'm just kind of thinking on some angles. Is there any way to sort of incentivize the discount by ordering like Uber early or doing like multi-year contracts this way, or is this all kind of spot market driven stuff?
Mostly spot market driven. I think it depends on like really the environment, right? As we're coming out of COVID, we were paying really high prices for chemicals, just given the increases through that period. And we saw that correction through this reverse auction. So supply chain also plays a role in that too. But generally, as we tie up multi-year contracts for any type of service or material, you typically do see a discount for that.
Second and last one is, cash flow is everything, but I'm just kind of wondering if it's useful or just a waste of time to maybe just look at billable gallons, a graph of that over the last decade or something.
Yeah.
Because, we see what's coming and going every month, but the rates have kind of changed. There's this fee, there's that fee, just to sort of get the global picture of, so I noticed we're in the low 60s, I think, million gallons of water production for this period. So I'm just kind of wondering, can I see COVID? Can I see a drift? Can I see real estate? Or is it just a total waste of time to do that?
Yeah, no, it's something we can look into. Yeah, for sure. I think it's it's good insight. Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Congratulations again on the bond rating. I actually have a subscription to that service to just look around a little bit.
Read all about us.
Well, I'll congratulate you as well, Ed, but I'm also congratulating staff and board and everyone, our vendors, everyone who is a stakeholder in Pittsburgh Water. I think, as you mentioned, the positive increase in this rating is an acknowledgement of a lot of things that we're doing right. Accumulation, as BJ said earlier, how we have transformed and have moved onto a nice trending line going up. So this is wonderful, great news. And I'm also happy to hear about the capital spend. I'm a little worried now because I have a steak dinner bet with Mr. Pickering here about whether we're going to hit the numbers for 2025. So 2024 got up there, so I may have to check my finances here to see whether we're actually going to. I'll have to pay off on that bet. But congratulations on everything.
You made sure I put in that blurb on my report.
Yeah. Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next up, Engineering Department. Rachel.
Good morning, Chair
Morning.
Schuley, members of the board. So I'm going to do an overview of engineering and construction team's accomplishments this year. I don't have any slides today. As Mr. Barker noted in the financial report, they're all very well trained. This year, This year,
Slides, okay.
no slides. Yeah, sorry for the confusion. This year, we achieved a record in capital spending, and the number that Ed shared, I've seen unofficial reports through the end of last week that are even higher than the number he shared. So we're really well on track. And I'd like to share some of the accomplishments of the engineering and construction team in the advancement of these essential infrastructure projects. So on the water side, under the pipeline projects through November of this year, we've replaced 9.4 miles of water main, 554 valves, and 80 fire hydrants. And these above numbers include work performed under our various programs: small diameter water replacement, urgent valve replacement, and water relay. Also on the water side, in 2024, we replaced 1,285 public side lead service lines and 1,175 private side lead service lines. On the sewer side of our programs, we completed 1.9 miles of sewer line replacement, 15.5 miles of sewer line rehabilitation or lining, approximately 65 miles of sewer line televising, and 241 new manhole installations. And these above numbers again include work under various sewer programs, including small diameter sewer rehab, sewer reconstruction, urgent sewer, and our manhole and point repair programs. We also had a busy year on the construction of numerous vertical projects. Our Heron Hill Reservoir Booster disinfection was substantially completed on October 3rd. Final completion anticipated in the spring of 2025. The sludge chamber project at the Pittsburgh Water Treatment Plant was substantially completed on November 14th. That overall project is very nearly complete with only punch list items remaining. And as a reminder, that was a consent order project. The Aspinwall Pump Station concrete floor repairs was substantially completed on November 27th. This project is also nearly complete with just punch list remaining. The interconnection vaults, also another consent order related project. The seven consent order and the remaining sites are anticipated in the spring of 2025. Our Lincoln temporary bypass pump station is 85% complete with anticipated substantial completion and startup in March of 2025. Our Brecken pumps number 4, 5, and 7 starter improvements. It's a major electrical project, is approximately 75% complete now with anticipated substantial completion in February. Our Highland Reservoir pump station, you're all very familiar with. This is about 50% complete with anticipated substantial completion in November of 2025. Landfill Reservoir booster disinfection is 40% complete, anticipated substantial completion in August. And finally, we've started our lime slurry system and permanganate system improvements at the Pittsburgh Water Treatment Plant. This is currently in the submittal phase with anticipated substantial completion in the fall. We've also made notable progress on construction of numerous stormwater projects this year. We installed 528 catch basin replacement. Our Haverhill Street stormwater project was fully completed in July. Dragoon Way stormwater improvements was fully completed in October. Our Braywood stormwater improvements project is 80% complete with substantial completion anticipated in the spring. And the Southside Flat sewer separation project is about 13% complete with substantial completion anticipated in November. And finally, under the surface restoration program that engineering and construction manages, again, this restores public roadways and sidewalks following system repairs by our operations department. We restored 900 sites, which included 5.5 miles of roads paved and 1.5 miles of sidewalk placed. The following projects are currently out for construction bids. The 2024 small diameter sewer rehabilitation contracts 1, 2, and 3. Bids are due January 15th, 16th, and 17th respectively. And the Aspinwall Pump Station, Brecken Pump Station, and Clearwell Bypass Project, general, electrical, plumbing, and HVAC contracts. And those bids are due on February 13th. This concludes my report. I'll turn it over for any questions.
Questions or comments for Rachel? Well, it's an impressive list, Rachel, of lots of stuff there that we got done in 2024. I was thinking while you were speaking, but your anniversary was in 1 year anniversary was?
It'll be at the end of January,
At
thanks.
the end of January. So you're coming up on your 1 year anniversary. So congratulations to you
Thank you.
for stepping into this role and really hitting the ground running with a lot of projects. And you're reporting, willing to take on some of this reporting when you aren't completely comprehensive of all the work that's being done, but you still came to the microphone to report on these projects. So I always appreciated that. But it also comes with the package, your honeymoon period is over now. So,
Get ready for some hard questioning.
right, game's on, but congratulations to you, your staff, everyone who participated in these projects. It really is an impressive list of accomplishments.
Thank you. I have a great team and obviously couldn't do it without them, especially Barry's been very supportive. And thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, we'll move to the Chief Environmental and Compliance and Ethics Officer report. Your honeymoon's been going on for a long time.
Yeah, I'm done with that. Thank you. So I would like to, first start off by thanking Rachel for her report on a couple of those projects, the Heron Hill booster disinfection, the sludge chamber, as well as that interconnect vault project she mentioned. These are all important compliance projects for us, and they have been substantially complete thanks to the efforts of the engineering and construction team, as well as our contractors that have worked on those. I either have been or will be providing our regulators updates on the completion of these projects as they relate to those agreements and orders that they're covered by, to make sure that they're aware that we have been on schedule and meeting those deadlines. Moving on, so one of the functions of the Environmental Compliance Department is to prepare and submit our required reporting for our compliance with our environmental permits and regulations. So we have a lot of ongoing monthly inspections and reports that are done. But at the beginning of each year, it becomes a particularly busy time as we have lots of reports that are due, either annual or first quarter reports that need to be submitted. And the environmental compliance team's been already working and preparing to get started on those. A couple of them are due as early as December 15th, January 15th. So we're preparing for those. And I just wanted to review them with you all. So first one that we'll be working on is the NPDES stormwater report. This is an annual report that's submitted to DEP, provides a status of our industrial stormwater discharge permit that we have at the water treatment plant. We also have an NPDES CSO status report. This is also an annual report submitted to DEP. This documents our CSO, combined sewer overflow occurrences, as well as our associated operation and maintenance activities. We have a report that's called the SMCR. It's the Self-Monitoring Compliance Report. These are both annual and semi-annual reports that we submit to ELCASAN, and they summarize our industrial wastewater discharges to their system. This year, we have reports associated with our discharge at the water treatment plant. That's our clarifier residuals, our Howard Vactor pit, as well as a sump pump at the Brecken pump station. We have some air quality reports that will be submitted. These are semi-annual reports that go into the Allegheny County Health Department regarding the operation and maintenance of our gas-fired boilers and our engine-driven generators that are at both the water treatment plant and Brecken pump station, as well as an annual certification statement for both of those at the water treatment plant that we submit in terms of the air quality compliance. On the waste side of things, there's a form called the Chemical Analysis of Residual Waste, or 26R. This is an annual reporting summary that we submit to DEP that looks at our residual waste stream. So these are kind of plant trash, recycling, some of the residual wastes that we dispose of. Those are summarized and submitted to DEP on an annual basis. And two more. One is a waste load report. This is related to operation of our conveyance system. It's an annual report that we actually submit to both Penn Hills as well as ELCASAN. And this is discharges associated with our sewer system that those organizations receive and ultimately treat. They are required to submit a report to DEP annually and need our information to support their reporting requirements. And the final one that we prepare each year is what's called the SARA Tier 2 report. This is an annual report that actually goes to the Pennsylvania Department of Labor and Industry. And it basically provides an inventory of all of our chemical storages at PWSA. So these are for municipal and emergency responders and folks to understand what types of chemicals we store, what quantities and where they are, so that they understand, again, if they have to report or respond to our facilities, that they know what we have there from a safety perspective. The other last item here, I wanted to make sure you're aware, we did submit our permit application to renew our MS4 permit with DEP. As I've mentioned before, this is our co-permit that we have with the city for operation of our separate storm sewer system. The current permit remains active through June 30th, and the renewal application was due 6 months in advance, and that has been submitted on schedule. And that's all I had to update today. So I always offer, if you all have questions, or our staff or consultants, that I'm available for compliance and ethics questions. So thank you.
Questions or comments for Mr. Saderi? Well, I think I just want, congratulating everyone here since it's December and it's the end of the year, and I don't want you to go by without congratulations. But I do, in all seriousness, I mean, in my many years associated with the authority, I don't think our environmental compliance program has been as good as what it is right now. And so that's really a testament to you and your staff and everyone that works with you on this. I mean, it's some of the things you reported on, I think we're in years gone by, sort of at the not on the front burner, let's so to say. And you've raised and elevated these things to the level that everyone is paying attention, and the regulators are paying attention, and they're reading these reports diligently. So thank you again, Frank, for all the work that you do. Appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate it. I'll pass it along to my staff too. So thank you.
All right. Finally, we have the Chief Executive Officer report. Mr. Pickering.
Good morning, Chair Shuley, members of the board, members of the public, staff, and our business partners. Happy holidays to everyone. A lot of great accomplishments outlined here today at this meeting. I do want to preview next month. We're going to have even more for you, more achievements that we're racking up, and we'll have the benefit of this month that we're ending the year strong and continue to be productive for our ratepayers. A few things that I just want to call out here briefly. One is, as you are well aware, we have the operating and capital budgets before you for a vote today. Want to give a hat tip to all of our different operating departments and players within our CIP review team and every member of staff that touches those processes. Labor intensive. The board is not immune from that. You all have spent several hours with us walking through those documents. We appreciate your attention to that. The importance is obvious, but we need that funding plan to build our construction projects and the operating budgets to make sure everything works on an annual basis. Some difficult decisions as in every budget process, but really do want to congratulate the team for coming up with a result that we're preparing and you all will hopefully approve, that we can all be proud of. So want to give a hat tip to everyone who participated in those processes. I also want to call out, hopefully you saw in the performance dashboard, we made great progress on our small meter replacement program this year. We actually already at the end of last month exceeded our goal of replacing 8,000 residential water service meters. That involves us having to schedule appointments inside customers' homes. It's a collaboration between our plumbers and our customer service and billing groups. It allowed that meter upgrade not only ensures accurate metering, but also that our customers can take advantage of our portal, which can provide alerts for leaks. It's something I've benefited from. I'm telling everyone I had a Pittsburgh potty that probably would have been going for a month had I not gotten that text alert. So allowing every customer to benefit from that and the other services we provide. So really proud of the team for that accomplishment. We also set a new record for enrollment in our assistance programs. We have over 8,000 customers enrolled in our bill discount program, which is a terrific milestone. We're continuing to engage our customers and try to get them enrolled in those programs. So a hat tip to Julie and the CARES team for continuing to build that enrollment, which is really important for a key component of our service territory. So with that, I will conclude my remarks. Again, happy holidays and thank you to everyone that has contributed to the successes of Pittsburgh Water here this year.
Thank you. Questions or comments for Will? Well, congratulations, Will. It's on a fantastic year. You and I get to talk a lot during the year. I probably get the benefit of knowing about a lot of things that the board in general may not be aware of, but congratulations to you. What you do every day for the ratepayers of Pittsburgh Water and your leadership every day that you bring to the table for everyone that you work with. So congratulations.
Thank you.
I just want to second that, starting with the bond rating, which is not done in isolation. And that's because it's a healthy organization financially in terms of customer service. And just listening to all of the reports, all of the work that Rachel did, all the work that Frank does. I mean, all of this takes resources. And I'm always really impressed with how the leadership group here really focuses on service and clean water and ratepayers and figures out how to get everything done at a very, very high quality. So thank you for that. I know it's not easy, but thank you all for that.
Good. Any other question?
Alex,
Yes, go ahead, Peg.
hi. I just wanted to also echo the congratulations to everyone there. It seems to me as a board member that there's a real focus on results. There's a commitment to the greater good of the service area and the ratepayers. A lot of diligence, and most important, I think, is a great sense of positivity that starts at the top and filters through the organization. Getting, it's possible, we can get it done, and the results are there to show that. So I want to just say congratulations at the end of the year to the team.
Good, thank you. All right, well, we'll, oh, by the way, so the people that come to the microphone, they get the congratulations directly, but there are lots of folks out there that deserve our congratulations as well. I want to make sure, I don't want to mention all of the names because I'm sure I'll forget someone, but I just want to make sure that they know that we love them as well. We'll move to resolutions number 76 of 2024, and we start with Terry Testa. Terry, is this your first time to the microphone?
It is my first
Wow,
time.
you all
Morning,
right.
all.
Right, very good. Well, welcome.
Well, thank you. So I am here to review Resolution 76, seeking the approval for authorization of the Chief Executive Officer to sign the collective bargaining agreement with American Federation of State, County, Municipal Employees, referred to as AFSCME 2037, dated January 1, 2025, or after compensation.
Very good. May I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second?
Any discussion? All those in favor of resolution number 76, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Hi.
Are there any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, we'll move to resolution number 77.
And Resolution 77 is approving the authorization of the Chief Executive Officer to sign the collective bargaining agreement with the Pittsburgh Joint Collective Bargaining Committee, referred to as PJCBC, dated January 1, 2025, or after.
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor of resolution number 77, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Are there any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, resolution 77 is approved. Terry, do you know what your last name means in Italian?
Okay.
That's good. You know why I know that?
I can't imagine. Let me
Yeah,
guess.
well, besides the fact that my name ends in a vowel, but my dad always told me I was a testaduda, meaning I have a very hard head. So I got to know that was one of the first words I learned, to make sure.
Well, I'm through marriage, but my father told me you married into the right family. So, thank you.
Very good. Thank you. All right, we move to resolution 78. Mr. Barker.
Resolution number 78, approving and adopting the 2025 through 2029 capital improvement plan.
Good. May I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second?
Any discussion? Well, I know that we've had board educations on the capital improvement program, and I think everyone's had an opportunity to ask questions and so on and so forth. And it's a very ambitious program, as you well know, over the next 5 years to spend, into the 1.8, 1.5 billion, whatever we're doing over the next 5 years. So congratulations to you and the staff for putting a program together, and we're looking forward to executing on that plan. All those in favor of resolution number 78, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Is there any opposed? Any abstentions? All Resolution 78 is approved. Resolution 79.
Resolution number 79, acknowledging receipt of the 2024 annual report of the consulting engineer.
Good, thank you. May I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second?
Second,
Any discussion? All those in favor of resolution number 79, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Are there any opposed? Any abstentions? Resolution 79 is approved. We move to resolution number 80.
Resolution number 80, approving the award of insurance contracts for fiscal year 2025 in an amount not to exceed $1,100,000.
Thank you. May I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? You want to just give us an overview on what the type of insurance contracts we're talking about for over $1 million here?
Yep. So all in, that total amount includes a property, auto, workers' compensation, employment practices, and cyber insurance. So that's made up of that total amount there. Over half of it, though, is related to our property, which is everything out in the field, and our workers' compensation insurance policies.
And are most of these contracts annually or some carry over?
They're all annually, so we bid them out every year just to make sure we're getting good pricing, but they're all annual contracts.
Very good.
Is D&O insurance included in this? Or is
Yeah.
this the-
It's wrapped in it.
Very good. All those in favor of resolution number 80, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Are there any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, resolution number 80 is approved. We move to resolution number 81.
Resolution number 81, approving and adopting the 2025 operating budget.
Thank you. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Second,
Any discussion?
Shortest title for the biggest thing.
Usually how it works, right?
Likewise, we've had some time to talk about the operating budget, and I think our process has improved every year that I've seen and been in this chair. So let's continue on that. So very good. All those in favor of resolution number 81, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Are there any opposed? Any abstentions? Resolution number 81 is approved. We move to resolution number 82. Mr. William McFadden.
Morning.
Good morning.
Resolution number 82, approval of the water treatment plant chemicals award recommendation to Cares Corporation and South Chemical. This is out of the operating budget for $3,516,321.19.
Thank you. May I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
For a second?
Second, Mike Dome.
Any discussion?
Yeah, it's another quick one. This was the reverse auction. Yeah, so let's just say hypothetically, somebody underestimates what they need. Is the reverse auction approach as resilient, and halfway through the year you discover need more stuff?
I'm sorry. We would try and do this again, I believe, with other chemicals.
I'm just saying, if you have a contract with a vendor versus reverse, I'm just asking in reverse auction if you realize there's a shortfall in what you negotiated in that auction. Is this process amenable to ordering more stuff halfway through the year?
In the quantities, yes.
Yeah.
I think Mike's saying you have to go to a different vendor. You can always work with the vendor who was a successful reverse auction bidder, that if you needed to add to those, you would get whatever unit price or they had, right? You'd still work with that one vendor.
Yes.
You wouldn't have to go out for another reverse auction for additional quantities.
No.
What did we say? What did we save on this?
It's over $2 million over 3 or 4 years. It would have been a lot higher.
20%.
Yeah, that's great. All right, any other questions or comments? All All those in favor of resolution number 82, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, resolution number 82 is approved. We move to resolution number 83. Thanks, BJ.
Almost said you're welcome every
Yeah,
time.
right.
Resolution 83 is approving a change order from of capital contract for the 2023 water relay to independent enterprises. Capital budget $1,109,155. And this change order is being requested to advance a project that was originally intended under future contract. And this is to coordinate with the University of Pittsburgh, who's performing some construction activities, and they will be funding the cost of the surface restoration. So we're taking this project out of a future contract and putting it as a change order into this contract so that we can take advantage of that cooperation with the university.
Very good, thank you. May I have a motion? Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Yes, I appreciate that we'll be able to realize a cooperation agreement for the service restoration. There's a lot of construction happening in that area. Is there any other opportunity for this project for additional utility coordination, university or institution coordination with the city that you understand at this point? Or is it really just surface restoration?
I can check on that.
Okay.
We can see what else is involved and make sure that, someone's looking at the gas, that we're looking at the sewer potentially to see what else is going on.
For those experiencing traveling through the area and living in the area and going to work in the area, I want to minimize any future disruption to the street and road closures, et cetera, if we can right now.
I'll look into that.
Thank you.
Good question. Any other comments, questions? All those in favor of resolution number 83, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Are there any opposed? Any abstentions? Resolution number 83 is approved. We move to resolution number 84.
Approving a change order of a capital contract for construction of the Braidwood Stormwater Improvements Project to Amoranti Contracting. Capital budget $320,000. So prior to bidding, the design team had estimated a certain amount of residual waste, 1,100 tons, and then soil testing performed following bidding during construction resulted in a substantial increase up to about 3,000 tons of residual waste. So this requires additional costs for handling this material as residual waste instead of as infill.
Very good, thank you. May I have a motion?
So moved, Mike Domock.
Second?
Second.
Here, any discussion?
Yeah, okay. I had a nice tour of stormwater projects a few months ago, I guess. So I'm kind of curious about this. The Tame water here ultimately sewered, or is some of it ground infiltration?
So mostly stormwater. Well, it's probably some ground infiltration. It's a very low point. It's basically a bowl. The soils were found to be have very high infiltration rates. There's a lot of fill, a lot of slag. So there probably is some groundwater. But as far as infiltration from piping, if that's what you're referring to, this is really just stormwater. I don't know if that answers your question.
I'm just trying to get what the composition of this waste is. Basically, did you hit bedrock?
So the waste, so there's a lot going on in this area with the fill and the slag. There were for as part of our preliminary environmental due diligence. This particular issue was a result of arsenic levels being higher than anticipated. There's also, since I believe, some elevated lead levels. So there's quite a few different things going on there, and I can get you more details on that if you like.
I'm given, I know Pittsburgh's pretty variable between fill, slag, all kinds you don't know. But, GPR, some other methods.
We do scope these ahead of time. We do the environmental due diligence ahead of time. There was unfortunately in this particular issue. Sometimes we do legitimately find situations that we didn't anticipate, and in this particular case, it was actually the result of an error, a reporting error, basically on the arsenic levels.
Any other questions or comments? Good question, Mike. All right, all those in favor of resolution number 80? Aye. Are there any
Aye.
opposed? Thank you, Peg. Any abstentions? All right, resolution number 84 is approved. We move to resolution number 85.
Approving a change order of a capital contract for construction of the 2023 small diameter sewer rehabilitation program, contract 3 to SAK Construction. Capital budget $1,389,916.84. This change order is the result of additional costs at 2 sites. They're both in the vicinity of Pennsylvania American Water's Hayes Mine Water Treatment Plant. At one site, we had unexpected subsurface conditions, which resulted in substantial additional excavation and the installation of flowable backfill. And the other site required some specialty excavation techniques and trench shoring so that we could safely work around numerous existing large utilities going in and out of Pennsylvania American's Hayes Mine plant.
Very good, thank you. May I have a motion?
Motion.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? All those in favor of resolution number 85, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Are there any opposed? Any abstentions? Resolution number 85 is approved. We move to the last resolution of 2024, number 86.
Approving the award of a capital contract for construction of the 2025 small diameter sewer rehabilitation indefinite delivery, indefinite quantity, aka IDIQ contract to In Situ Form Technologies for capital budget of $2,482,550.
Thank you. May I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
For a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor of resolution number 86, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Are there any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, resolution number 86 is approved. Thank you, Rachel. Any other business to come before the board? Well, we had a bunch of announcements today. I did want to mention that, of course, pick this up from your public relations staff that reading my emails, but I've forgotten about the 50th anniversary of the Safe Drinking Water Act, which is pretty special since a lot of the work, not only Safe Drinking Water, but the Clean Water Act and others, driven the regulatory performance of the Pittsburgh water and meeting the 12,000 lead lines. That's pretty impressive. So, and we're on track to be complete that lead line replacement long before the regulatory agencies want us. We're looking toward 2026, 2027. 27. Okay, very good.
Don't have to do the litigation either.
And want to wish everyone Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Holidays, happy and helpful New Year. Looking forward to working with all of you next. May I have a motion to adjourn?
To move.
All right. Meeting adjourned.
Congratulations.